to be fully embracing of the intuition of painting, you've got to be unsure of exactly what's going to happen by the end. And that makes the start so much more enjoyable, and you can get involved in the energy at the start. As long as you embrace that you can make the mistakes, you can create the energy, because the energy can be controlled. And it's always that balancing act, energy, chaos versus the organization and the refining of that chaos. An artist has got to make other people look at the world differently. Just force other people to look at the world differently. You've got to look at it differently to depict it differently as an artist, but it's the encouraging other people to see something new. We all decode the world around us through our senses, and our senses can deceive us. We can only see within a visual spectrum, we can only hear within the audible spectrum, but what happens beyond that? And are our perceptions of what we see and hear and touch, is that accurate? And is there another way to understand it? I love appreciating what we don't know yet, and the acknowledgement that we don't know it all yet, and the questions are more interesting than the answers. Everything that I paint really has water in it. But it's not a seascape. It has water, it has land, and it has sky. And it begins to blur the lines between what is land, what is water, and what is sky. And it helps the compositions flow, but it also helps the viewer of the paintings fill in the gaps. I love the Matisse quote, which is my favourite quote of any artist ever. It's like, I don't paint things, I paint the difference between things. And if you can blur the lines of the differences, you actually accentuate the differences. So if you can flow from one thing to another very gradually, you then appreciate the abrupt change in a separate passage of the painting. So what you'll see as a repeating motif in the paintings is this, the tide as it passes in the distance, catching the light and creating a line, a barrier, but that line never continues across the painting. It will be blurred, it will disappear and reappear. And the idea that some things come in and out of focus, some earlier layers come into focus while subsequent layers become more dominant, and then are veiled over with a kind of suggested sort of glaze. So the paintings are all quite layered. There's a minimum of sort of 4 or 5 layers in almost everything I do, and it's about covering up, revealing, and suggesting and being bold. So you have something very bold and something very suggested, and the paintings can go texturally from something very, very flat and very fine to something very bold and thick with the paint. And that again refers to the difference between things. And I think more and more the subject of what I paint has become more ambiguous, to the point that people aren't sure whether it's way up 200 meters in the sky and from drone perspective, or whether you're right down on planet Earth as such, as at eye level. And that ambiguous nature of it is something that I am very interested in new perspectives, in questioning, and if I can get that across in the paintings, then it will always be, it'll always come across as genuine, and it will always feel as if the artist has painted that because they're interested in it, because they're genuinely immersed in it.